Nicole, when you're in a hole, stop digging. Just stop. Hello there again, everyone. Christy here, and I wanted to do a quick follow-up to my video addressed to Nicole Abour from the other day. In my video comments, Davidskin told me that she had written out an explanation under her video. So I've noticed when I went to the first time I went to see Nicole's video, she had the comments turned off, but the ratings were still on. This time the ratings were off as well. So clearly she's getting a lot of negative feedback from this video. But in her attempt to try to explain herself, I actually think she made things not better. Not necessarily worse, but certainly not better. Before we go on, let me read out the letter that she posted, and then I'll explain what's wrong with it. About This Is America, Women's Edit. I thought it best to respond to the misinterpretation of my video here to clarify openly. The purpose of my rendition was to honor the spirit of the video, which absolutely moved me, by adding my and many women's life experiences and truth to the brave and brutal truths expressed in the original. It was created with every intention of bringing light to a woman's experiences such as the shaming of mothers breastfeeding, commonplace date rape, drugging, the labels put on us of prude or hoe, pressures to create a family, workplace harassment, the glass ceiling, drug dependency, effects of social media on modern relationships and self, and included a nod to the cheerleaders who have come forward demanding at least minimum wage from the multi-million-dollar corporations they work for. It was a tongue-in-cheek way to give additional glory to what I believe is the most impactful piece of art in recent years. In retrospect, due to the sensitive nature of the original, I understand why some people are wrongly portraying this as white versus black. However, this was not the intent or theme at all. We had a very diverse cast and creative team working on project from start to finish, who signed on to honor the original while adding more truth from another perspective. I also understand my cheeky responses to hateful comments have been taken out of context, and I take full responsibility for responding to trolls in a way that could be so easily manipulated and become hurtful when reposted without context. I firmly believe the best thing that can happen in America and North America right now is for everyone to create their own version of this video and show what life is like from their side. Through this honesty, I believe we can discover a new level of empathy and understanding for each other that will ultimately and finally lead us to healing and unity that is desperately needed in society. What can we agree on? What do we have in common? Where are we hurting? Start there and then rebuild. Thanks so much for the continued support while I discover how best to express my ideas, comedy, and art, and I appreciate your patience while I fumble while learning to maneuver within the awesome blessing that is having such a large voice. Love for everybody. Go team. Nicole. As you can see, all the things that I was criticizing in the video about how she took it over and appropriated it and put all her issues on it is pretty much what she admits to here. And here's why she really shouldn't have done this either, and she hasn't learned her lesson yet. Maybe you will see this, Nicole, all right? This is it. You admit in your letter that you took somebody else's artwork and you made it about yourself, and yet you think that this is going to create empathy with people. Somehow stealing someone else's really amazing idea, ignoring their message, making it about your concerns, and putting it out there for the world so that you can be the focus is really not helping conversations. All it's doing is drowning out the conversation the art was actually speaking to in the first place. This is what I don't think Nicole understands. She's not honoring the piece of work by appropriating it and diluting its message, or not even diluting its message, completely stealing the time and energy in order to convey a message. And as she herself points out, she just went through a laundry list of things that affect women. That's not what the original was about. The original was far more creative. If you look at Nicole's lyrics, if you can figure them out and you compare them with the original, she has to do a lot of the lyrical, she has to do a lot of the explanatory weight in her lyrics because she's not visually representing that. Whereas the lyrics in This Is America are really stripped back. There's not much going on there. A lot of the information is conveyed visually, and it speaks to something in society that's much bigger. It's not as obvious as handing cheerleaders a check with no money. So, no, Nicole, the solution to this, a good suggestion for this is not that everyone take a piece of art that has a specific meaning and message. that speaks to the Black experience in America especially, right? Because you want to make it about North America. This is about Black people in America and their experiences in a gun culture in a country with state oppression, with the police, racial bias in criminal justice, racial bias in police enforcement, and Black people just get the police called on them for going about their daily lives, right? And I'm sure that this has been going on for ages, and I'm just becoming aware of it now because of the media, because I'm a white woman and I live in my white bubble. But the number of times in just the last month, and I'm so glad that people are bringing attention to this, Black people get police called on them for sitting in Starbucks, for playing golf, for falling asleep in a student's common room. It's just ridiculous. And you want to take that art that speaks to that system of oppression and experience of oppression and go, no, oh no, let me just make it all about me and my white woman experiences from Canada. If you want to talk about your white woman experiences from Canada, make your own video. Don't be stealing somebody else's stuff. It's not that hard. So anyway, if you want to go and look at her comments in full, I'll, the original video is linked in my last video, but I'll make an effort to put it in again. And just like, no, Nicole, this doesn't make it better. You can't make it better by justifying your theft. The only appropriate action right now, honestly, that she can do is to, well, leave up her original comments and put an edit on top. It says, I don't know what I'm talking about. I am so sorry for trying to appropriate and steal somebody else's conversation. I'm sorry for saying everyone should steal somebody else's art and conversation in order to take attention away from that art and conversation and make it about something else. And put on her whole video just like a little message saying, this was a mistake. So sorry. So, Nicole being Nicole, who knows if she'll learn her lesson. But oh, God. It would have been better for her to just not say anything and go away quietly and hang her head in shame. But honestly, to put up this excuse, it reinforces what I was saying about that perception that white people don't know how to talk about race and racial and racism and racial discrimination and racial systems of oppression in America. When they come up, what does Nicole do? She changes the conversation. And you can't solve the problem of racism by changing the conversation. White people, like me, and other white people out there, you gotta talk about this stuff. All right. Well, I didn't really script this. It's more off the cuff, but I think I got across what I wanted to say. So yeah, Nicole, when you're in a hole, stop digging. Till next time, guys, I've been Christy. You've been awesome. Thanks for your time and attention, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye.